What inspired you to go into agriculture?
I grew up a farm in western Manitoba and enjoyed agriculture. And when I got into university, doing University 1, I was taking physics and didn't enjoy that at all. And so I dropped physics and then knew people that were in agriculture and enjoyed it a lot. So decided to kind of move from some more of the sciences stuff into agriculture.
Nice. So, how long have you been working in agriculture?
Oh, since I graduated. And even from the time, I guess probably my first job was when I was 16. I was in agriculture, and so right through now till now. So what's that been? 24 years probably about. So yeah, my entire career in agriculture, you bet.
Nice. What do you most enjoy about doing agriculture?
Some of the stuff that I've enjoyed in pretty much all my jobs in agriculture is kind of the seasonality aspect of it, so that you're not doing the same thing over and over, right?
Yeah, exactly.
In the spring you're doing something, in the summer you're doing something else, fall you're doing something else, winter again, and so it's seasonality. You only get to do things. This is one breeder mentioned this to me. If you have a 30-year career in agriculture, you actually only get to plant 30 times, right?
Yeah.
You're not doing it every week for the entire year. So it's a lot of varied jobs, a lot of different things, and constantly changing and improving dynamic industry. So, yep.
Is a graduate degree in agriculture worth it, and why?
I would say so, yeah. It's, I've gone through, just recently graduated with my PhD from the University of Manitoba, so I've been in school for a lot of years. I went back and did my bachelor's at university and then my master's, and just finished my PhD. You learn a lot, obviously, which is one important aspect of it, but even more importantly, the contacts while you're there, in terms of meeting people in the industry, whether they're fellow classmates, professors, or different people that you meet going through the process. It's definitely worth it. And in terms of getting a job, it gets your foot in the door. Right. Once you say you got it, it gets you that interview, which
makes it easier.
Really, the first step, right? And then the rest of it from there is kind of your attitude and what you've done in the past in terms of with your time and things like that. So yeah, no, definitely worth it. It's a lot of fun too.
What variety of crops do you grow?
I work pretty much exclusively with canola. I've worked in the past with soybeans and corn a little bit, but for the last number of years, it's been exclusively canola.
All right. Do you use GMO seeds?
Yes, we do. So we do both. I do classical breeding, but we also then we convert that to add different genes to be able to give farmers plants that are more able to withstand more effective herbicides and likewise. So it's kind of a combination of classical breeding and a certain amount of genetic engineering. You bet.
Nice. What sprays, pesticides, and herbicides do you use?
So like I said, anywhere from classical techniques where our herbicides on our non-herbicide tolerant stuff is post-muster Lantrell, the basic thing that growers used to use 80 years ago. Now the big thing is obviously glyphosate, glufosinate. We have some material that's tolerant to both of those herbicides. And then we also add genes to help with, and it's not genetic engineering, but it's just classical breeding techniques of adding genes to add clubroot tolerance and blackleg tolerance to increase the resistance within the material. So.
Why do farmers use crop rotation?
Again, the pathogen, right? To be able to minimize the disease risk is a big thing. Back a number of years ago, blackleg was a big issue in canola in Western Canada, and so there's a certain amount we can do with breeding, but also there's only there is also a limit to that. And so if growers can institute a really good crop rotation, canola, I believe the recommendations 1 and 3
for sure.
And what it does is it lets that gives a break in the cycle, so it lets the disease kind of break down in the soil and go to a lower risk threshold, so that when growers do go back to that crop, they're not as likely to see as much of the disease. So.
What is the difference between agronomy and agriculture?
Oh, good question. Tough stuff. Agronomy is embedded within agriculture, right?
Yeah.
So agronomy would be a discipline within agriculture. Okay. So you'd have agronomy.
Makes up agriculture.
Yeah, you could have agronomy. You could have some more entomology focused and different facets within agriculture. And agronomy is one of them. And agronomy is kind of a mixture of many of the, like I said, you could have soils, you can have entomology and all these different ones. And agronomy is a bit of a mixture of a bunch of those, and it's more applied in trying to maximize the potential of your crop. So,
for sure. And how can you be successful at being a farmer?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not a farmer. I always, like I said, I grew up in a family farm.
Okay.
My brother still farms a little bit, and my in-laws farm quite a bit. And so I'm always interested in talking to them or talking to our business people, kind of about the dynamics of farming. And so I'm always somewhat in awe of farmers because people often think like just a farmer, but they're not just farmers. Like they're entrepreneurs, they're business owners.
They're dedicating their lives to it.
Yeah, they're business owners, so they got to think about how much it costs them to grow a crop, how much they can maximize the potential of that crop, but then also how much they can sell it for when they sell it, right? To be able to ensure the cash flow and all the business dynamics that come along with it, but also all the, to your point, agronomic and how to maximize the production of their land, and also think long term, because a lot of farms are family-run operations where you have kids coming up and growing and wanting to take it over. So you're thinking generationally, right? So it's a really complex business when you think about it. So.
Awesome. All right.
You bet.
Well, that's all we have. So thank you for your time.
Oh, good stuff. Thank you guys. Thanks for coming in. It's part of a class, is it?
Yeah. Agriculture class.